Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a simple but really powerful story called A Child's Prayer. It's all about a man on a journey, a sudden storm, and a mysterious voice that makes you wonder, was it just a coincidence or was it something more? But before we jump in, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a really tough situation, feeling totally lost, and just wished, for some kind of sign, for a little bit of help? Well, that exact feeling is right at the heart of the story we're about to explore. Okay, so let's meet our main character. His name is Gopal, and he's a traveler. He's just minding his own business on a journey, but he's about to find himself in a really dangerous spot. So, picture this. Gopal is just walking through a deep, pretty quiet forest. Everything's calm and he's all alone, just making his way from one place to another. And then, bam, out of absolutely nowhere, the weather completely turns. A huge storm just rolls in with heavy rain, super loud thunder, and flashes of lightning. Gopal is caught right in the middle of it all, trying to find a place to hide. So Gopal manages to find some shelter under a big tree. But as this crazy storm is raging all around him, something really strange happens. Right through the noise of the thunder and rain, he hears it, a faint voice calling his name. Gopal! At first, he probably thinks he's just hearing things. I mean, who else would be out here? But then he hears it again, a little bit clearer this time. And you can imagine what's going through his head, right? He's confused, probably a little freaked out. Who on earth could be calling for him in the middle of a storm, in the middle of a forest? It just doesn't make any sense. But what he decides to do next, well, that's the real turning point. Following that mysterious voice leads to a moment that changes absolutely everything for him. So he just goes with his gut and starts running towards the sound of the voice. He only gets a few feet away from that big tree he was hiding under when, crash, a huge bolt of lightning hits the exact spot where he was standing just seconds before. And in that one shocking moment, it hits him. He realizes what just happened. If he hadn't moved, he would have been killed. That strange voice, wherever it came from, literally just saved his life. So, feeling incredibly lucky and thankful, Gopal keeps walking toward where the voice came from. He just has to know who it was. Who was the person that saved him? Pretty soon he finds a little hut, and there's an old woman standing there. So he asks her, "Was that you? Did you call my name, Gopal?" But her answer is not at all what he expected. You see, he thought someone was calling out for him, Gopal the traveler. But the reality, it was something else entirely. The old woman tells him that she gets really scared during storms. So she was praying to her god, whose name also happens to be Gopal, and she was asking him to protect her. In her mind, her prayer was made loud enough to save not just her, but him too. And this is where we get to the real message of the story. It's not just about a close call with a lightning strike. There's a much deeper idea here about faith. So, the big idea here is that having devotion or faith in something bigger than yourself can bring a real sense of peace, especially when things feel scary or out of control, just like that old woman felt during the storm. The story kind of suggests that something like prayer or even just quiet reflection is a tool you can use anytime, anywhere. It can be a way to push away those bad thoughts, to let go of anger, or to just focus on the things that actually make life better and happier. So, when you boil it all down, this is a story about faith. It's about the belief that even when things seem totally random, like a voice you hear in a storm, maybe, just maybe, there's a reason for it that we just can't see yet. And that pretty much brings us to the end. I'll leave you with this little thought to chew on. If you just took a moment right now to feel grateful, what are some of the good things in your life that you think about? It's a really simple way to find a little bit of peace, just like the people in our story did. Thanks for joining me today.